Hello, everybody. So Katie here. So my plans have changed as far as what I'm going to be focusing on um, for my family's financial situation. Um, so if you saw my last video, I kind of like figured out like what I wanted to spend all of my categories on. But the thing about it was that at the end of the day, with my with everything that I was cash stuffing, like I was going through everything and this whole section was still like not stuffed. So with all of my like categories, I loved having all these categories. I want to keep all the numbers the exact same. But the only difference is that I'm actually moving all of the funds out of the sinking funds just for like the next month or two. Because I do want to get caught up on my month ahead, because that was very stressful for me, just like stuffing all these other categories without actually having money that was meant for like groceries, gas, my electric bill. And I feel like those are like the things, the reason why I wanted to start my cash stuffing journey in the beginning. So that being said, I did take all of my funds from those categories and I filled them in the categories for all of our spending needs for both our everyday expenses, our low priority binder. I was able to complete stuffing this for the month, all except for the month ahead, which I'm going to explain that in a minute. My husband's job buffer. I'm not doing braces quite yet. I plan on doing this with some of the savings that we're going to be accumulating this summer. And then we did go on a movie night, so we ended up using our family fund. But like I was able to do our job buffer for my husband, along with most of the categories in my high priority binder as well. So like, yeah, so I was able to like fill almost all of them, like my student loan is stuffed. The only thing that's left is my insurance. So my husband actually gets paid twice a month. His first check is supposed to be paying for all of these funds, and then his second check, or no, his first check pays for the utilities and the mortgage, and then his second check actually pays for all of our living expenses. My checks usually in the past were paying for like our lifestyle, but now that we are planning on doing cash stuffing and saving money, I used all of my funds from this month to pay for this month, and then we're going to be using all of his funds this coming up week to stuff our month ahead binder. And I'm just going to fully stuff it. That way we know we're a month ahead. And even if like we run out of money a week, like it's not that big of a deal. We can pull out of the next week and just kind of like go back and like stop our savings for a little bit in order to, I don't know why the sticker's on here, in order to accommodate that. One major purchase that I did do today was I did like you're not supposed to be spending on when you're not supposed to be spending, but you know what? So this is our budget. I kind of printed it out because I think that this is going to be our budget for a little while, just until we can get to the point where we actually are in a good space with our savings. So primarily his paycheck pays for this, which is $1,100, and this is just like our everyday expenses. So I spend about $80 a week on groceries. I don't really need that much for groceries, just because I do a lot of home cooking. I cook a lot of beans, I cook a lot of rice, I cook a lot of like scratch bread, a lot of different ingredients. Like I use like canned vegetables. I use like a lot of chicken, a lot of ground beef. We make tacos, tostadas, sopa, if you know what that is. And like even like pasta doesn't really cost too much. You just add a protein source. So that's kind of like where my buffer is right now. For our groceries is about $80 to $100, somewhere around there, depending on what I'm buying. And then I also bulk shop at Costco. So I do that like once a month. And that is usually done with like a side job that my husband will do, because he'll go and like make money on the side. And then we'll use that money to be able to pay for extras when we go to Costco. And then there's so many categories I'm not stuffing, and it makes me really sad because I want to stuff for my kids' college. I want to stuff for their savings. I want to stuff for like their clothing and all their stuff that they need. But the truth of the matter is, they don't need clothes right now. They fit their clothes. They have clothes for the summer. They don't really need school supplies because it's not even the beginning of the school year. So I'm not going to stuff any of that stuff right now. And if I have savings, I have money to be able to pay for that stuff. So what my plan is that I do have a couple of things in collections. I have about $1,500. So the thing that you will see me stuffing here is going to be one of my savings challenges. I'm not going to go and do a bunch of elaborate savings challenges. It gets too much for me, and then I get overwhelmed, and it's just like it's not something that's working for me at this point. I think that later on, once I have a grip on all of our savings and all of our having like the buffer in the bank, knowing that that security is there is the main thing for me. And then also having money in here, which is going to be our month ahead binder, is going to be a big thing for me. Just knowing that the money is there for next month and the money is here for this month. And I don't have to worry about this month. I don't have to worry about next month. And hopefully after I get this stuffed for next month, I can get like 2 to 3 months ahead. So that is going to be what this $800 this summer is going to be going towards. And the funny thing is like, since I've only been doing this for a short amount of time, I've already accumulated enough to be able to stuff this 1 month ahead. This month is a magic month, so I get paid 3 times this month. So my plan is to use my husband's check to pay for this binder. My last check of the month, I'm also going to put another month of some of the expenses. It's not going to be all of them because I did buy some bushes today. Well, you're not supposed to spend money, but I need a hedge. And on the side of our house, it looks amazing. I thought about it for years and years and years, and I finally have like money to do that, and it's an investment in our home that I think that we really needed to do a long time ago. And my only regret is that I didn't do it 5 years ago, because we don't have any privacy on the side of our house. So that's going to grow in, it's going to fill out, it's going to give us some privacy. So I'm not mad about that at all. I'm not a big spender when it comes to clothes. I'm not a big spender when it comes to like Starbucks, makeup, anything like that. But I am an investor when it comes to like my property because I want it to look nice. So I mean, the side of my house is now almost complete. The front of my house has been complete for about a year. And now we're working on our backyard. I need to get a deck built, and we're thinking about moving to Texas. I'm just rambling today. But with that being said, if we are moving, we are going to be selling our house in the Northwest. And, if the property is more established with the plants, they say that if you plant a tree, it's better to plant a tree today than it is to plant a tree 2 weeks from now, because the tree grows and you can't take back time when it comes to Mother Earth. It kind of just goes as far as it does. So yeah, that being said, this savings slash debt right now, it's going to be going towards savings for paying off my collections orders. Once I'm able to finish paying off those collection orders and we have about $2,000 in the bank, I will continue to do more savings challenges. And I'm going to be adding in a couple of the other categories back into my budget. Will I be adding in all of the categories that I had previously? I'm not really sure. I don't know if that I will really feel the need to do every single category. Or if I'll just have like a good size emergency fund for anything that happens, and then just have savings for different categories, like college fund for my kids. My husband actually wants to get me another ring and he wants to renew our vows. So that being said, getting another ring is going to cost some money. So that might be another budget item that I add into our categories, because it's something that's really important to him. And we even went to go look at some rings. He really wants to do that. But my money is his money and his money is my money. And so if it's something that he wants to get done, then we'll have to start saving for that together. It's just a matter of figuring out what the most important things are to us, and then like kind of delegating the rest to saving up for it if it does need to be happening, and then we'll take care of it when it happens. So I'm not going to be saving for any college fund. I'm not going to be saving for graduation fund. I'm not going to be saving for any camps or any summer activities for the kids. If, I'm going to have our family fund. We actually, it may not seem like very much, $40. But at the same time, if we save it up for 2 months, and that's $80, we just went to go see a movie yesterday. That was super fun. My whole family had fun. I bought large popcorn, we bought drinks, we bought candies. I took the kids out to get food beforehand, and they had a blast. And I'm really glad that we were able to have that experience. Whereas I feel like before we were always spending money but never having the experiences. So I'm trying to change that around for my family, making sure that we have the experiences, live the life, but also put the money aside for the emergencies. So emergency first, then we'll have more to be able to experience later on. Yeah, so thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video again. It's a short little rant, but hopefully we'll be able to get through this chapter of our lives, and then, we'll be able to actually start saving and doing the things that we're meant to do. Thank you. God bless you, and have a great night.